So 5 years ago, I was trying to come up with ways outside the box sort of to raise money for St. Jude. And it really came around to a few years before that, I had walked all 24 hours at the Relay for Life. I'd done that twice with Mayor Snow, now Mayor Snow. And it was something that I thought, I could probably do that. I could probably walk that. I think it was close to 70 miles. So yeah, I'm sure I could walk to Indianapolis. I'm sure it'll be similar in length. But here's the thing that I didn't take into consideration, and that was when you're walking the Relay for Life, it's just in a circle versus walking to Indianapolis with changes in terrain and hills and all sorts of stuff. Wow, this is way harder than that. So year one, I really had no idea what I was getting myself into. I had this grand idea, like, I'm pretty sure I can walk from here to Indianapolis. It'd be like 66 miles at the time. And I was like, yeah, I can do that, sure. I didn't have a food sponsor. I just took along what water I thought I needed. And so I did not know what I was getting myself into. So I got about halfway through and I hadn't eaten for like 8 hours. And I was crashing and I felt terrible. And I sat in the back of the lightning rod and I was like, I don't want to go back out there. My wife said, well, you don't have to, And I was like, no, I just feel awful. And she was like, when was the last time you ate? I said, 1 o'clock. She said, it's 9 o'clock. So yeah, that's why. But the first year I didn't know what I was doing. Really, it's what it came down to. I just didn't know what I was getting myself into. So obviously years 2, 3, 4, and 5, I had a better understanding of what I was getting myself into. And I kind of understood more about what I was up against, both health-wise, endurance-wise, and weather-wise too. You really don't know what you're expecting weather-wise. Well, yeah, so the support system for the walk has changed a lot. The first year, I had a lot of family. My wife drove, my in-laws drove, my sister drove, and then a few people from the station did as well. But since then, it's been more a situation where we've had mainly station employees. My in-laws still have driven a few times. We've had friends from the station drive. My sister has driven every year except this year, and she's busy. But otherwise, yeah, it feels great to know that many people want to help out, want to pitch in on what seems, at least when you say it out loud, to be a really ridiculous idea. So when you're walking, it's tough to stay motivated because as you're walking down US 40, it's the most boring thing in the world. There's nothing near you most of the time until you're in a city. Otherwise, it's mainly cornfields. So having someone go along with, and it's nice that listeners have offered every year that they want to come out and walk with me. And I've had a few walk in Centerville with me or walk in Cambridge City with me just for a few blocks. But people always say, I want to walk the whole thing with you. I don't know what you're getting yourself into here. It's a lot. There's a lot to do there. But the fact that my wife has been willing to come out and walk nearly half of it with me every year, except for when she was pregnant, and members of my family and my kids coming out this year to walk is super important, and that's very special. And it means a lot. It keeps me going. It keeps me motivated. I mean, obviously it's easier to do it when there's somebody else right alongside you. So why is the walk so important to me? I think the biggest thing is showing that you can have a commitment to an ideal, which is helping something greater than yourself. And in this case, it's helping the kids at St. Jude, knowing what they're up against on a regular basis, knowing the kinds of problems they have, the fight they have to go into, knowing that I'm out there helping not only raise awareness, but raise money. It keeps me going. It keeps me going knowing that I'm helping out something greater than myself. So usually I'll train up until like the Monday before the walk. I'll still go out and walk and maybe run some. And then night before the walk is making sure everything is packed, everything I need, I change shoes and socks every 3 hours. So I need to make sure I have plenty of socks. I have extra socks, towels, extra shorts, extra shirts. I bring along 2 giant duffel bags full of stuff to make sure I've got everything I could possibly need. And so I'll be checking and rechecking all those bags and fielding the typical, "Are you ready?" question about 17 times. And the answer is always no. By the way, you're never ready for that. And yeah, just making sure I've got everything. And then when I go to sleep, I'll wake up several times in the middle of the night, just making sure that I really am ready, because you got to make sure you're out there, because you can't just turn around and go back if you forget something. So I can't say thank you enough for everyone who's been on board with this from the beginning. I get some very nice comments on whether it's social media or via text. People say some very kind things, very humbling things. I don't think what this is a big deal. I think it's just a way to help raise money. But some people, I think it's very sweet that people say what they say, and it's very kind. I can't say thank you enough, though, to my family for being along with me and helping. I can't say enough about my wife, who has been there every single year. When she was, 7 months pregnant, and I was doing the walk, and she came out in the middle of the night, and she walked 3 miles with me, very, very pregnant, just because she was worried about me. I can't say enough good things about her. She's the absolute best.
Okay, so here we are, White River State Park. We're here. We made it in record time. I don't even know how that works. If you know me, you know I don't get anywhere early, and we made it here 40 minutes early. I don't even understand that. That is a new personal record to make it. We even left the station late. That sounds like me. But getting here way early, I don't understand that. So thank you all so much for all you've done, helping out the walk. And I will say at this point, this is my final walk to Indy. We're going to come up with a new way to help raise money for the kids at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital next year. This just takes so much time and so much out of me that we're going to come up with something else next year, a new way that you can help out. And when I'm out on the road and everyone is everyone's sending me messages or they're texting me, or people will come along and give donations, or they go online and make a donation, it's really empowering. It gets me going. That's part of what pushes me through, knowing that what we're doing out there is making a difference in people's lives, and they stop. And everyone from Chloe, the little girl who gave up part of her birthday money so that she could help the kids at St. Jude, that her parents matched that amount, or the gentleman who pulled up alongside us and gave us a case of water and gave us a donation and said that his 16-month-old granddaughter died of cancer, and he is all in to help out the kids at St. Jude, and he's willing to do whatever it takes. And it's so inspiring to have these people tell their stories and know that what you're doing to help makes a difference. And hopefully our small part in that also makes a difference. So thank you all for everything you've done all 5 years. And thank you to Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra. Thank you to Esmond Shoes. I can't say enough good things about them. They've been on board all 5 years. And thank you also to Warehouse Cafe at Family Fitness Works. They've been on board for 4 years. Thank you to Wildfire Motors. They're new this year, but thank you very much. Your support means a lot. And Henry Community Health, Sports Medicine, Performance Enhancement for helping me stay. I'm still worn out and sore all over, but at least I don't feel as bad as I did last year, because that was terrible. So thank you all again so much for everything you've done. It means a lot, and just thanks for being here. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for everything.